space, but let's get back to the equity markets, because what we're going to do now is get a mood check on how consumer sentiment has shaped up in this festive season. B. Thiagarajan, the joint MD of Blue Star, joins in to talk about that. Ms. Thiagarajan, good morning. Recently we got some reports that the festive season during Navratri and Dussehra has not been as good as what one was expecting a couple of months ago. What has your ground check resulted in?
Good morning. Thank you for talking to me. It has been doing well as far as Blue Star is concerned. Onam is the season where the festival season begins, and the market did extremely well in Kerala. We grew by over 50%. During Dasra Navratri, we had grown by something like 30% or so. Going forward, building up to Diwali, the market is doing well, both in the retail space as well as in the online sales. If one way to say there is something which is lower than last year is the online sales. Probably they were not pushing, or they are not planned for pushing the air conditioners category. But otherwise, I find Diwali season also will do something close to 20% at least. The market, our own growth target is 30. We are on course for that as well.
On course for a 30% growth during the festive season or for the year, Mr. Thiagarajan?
During the festive season.
What's the overall
given the fact that summer was extremely good, I think overall we will end up with around 30, but as you know, you are the expert on the subject of GST. I have been closely watching your comments over that subject. What will happen if the changeover period is going to be 31st March? So we air conditioning companies will have a bit of a difficulty with that. We need to know the rules very clearly by December, because the transition rules are very important. We all build the stocks for the next season. Second is what has to go out of factory, what has to lie within factory. Imported components, what it will happen. The next is what will be the effective rate on air conditioners. If someone is going to say April price is going to drop, will they buy in the month of March? So to be frank, we have certain uncertainties there. So earlier these issues are resolved, we can plan thoroughly. But on the whole, I am optimistic about this particular financial year, where we had said that market should grow by 15, we will grow by 25. I think market would have grown by 20, we will grow by 30. That is the guess, barring some very major uncertainties that can happen. I am watching for the GST rules to be framed. I am watching for the union budget, which may be advanced, and I have to see during the month of March what is going to happen in terms of consumer behavior.
Okay. Well, actually, that's very interesting and heartening, the numbers that you're speaking about demand. But on GST, it appears like we will know the rate on November 4th, 5th. That's the next council meeting. And Mr. Thiagarajan, if it goes with whatever, 26% is the rate on which everybody is now, kind of agreeing. What is the fate for a company like yours?
We will be slightly disappointed because 26 may probably be a neutral rate, but that additional cess is disappointment. It is an unwanted thing in my opinion. Second thing is, normally we expected that the rate should be in the range of 18 so that the consumer demand goes up, because in terms of market size we are negligible. Like China is 55 million, against we are less than 5 million. So with such a big market size, Chinese products will be competitive. If India has to really pursue Make in India and make the markets grow, this is an important item. It should not be classified as a luxury one. I often say that if it is a coffee shop, if it is a restaurant, if it is a cinema theater, it is air conditioned. But in India, educational institutions or the hospitals are not air conditioned adequately. The penetration is less than 1% in these segments. So air conditioning is to be treated as something which is improving the productivity of people, improving the comfort levels, and we are doing enough in terms of reducing the carbon footprint. Say for example, the air conditioner sold today consumes just 10% of the electricity what it was consuming in the year 1999. 90% reduction has been achieved. So therefore, fine. When I say this, it will be seen as I have a vested interest because I am from the industry. But the GST part is a bit of disappointment what went on in this recent meeting.
That's a fair point. You also made a point about how online sales are not doing as well as offline sales. That's interesting because every website you look at these days is offering big discounts during the festive season. So why are buyers not going through the online route, you think, especially in air conditioners?
In the long run, my prediction is, which many of my counterparts dispute, is I have a faith that 30% of this demand will be fulfilled by online by 2020. Consumer durables are somewhere around 12%, air conditioners are only 5%. I thought it will inch towards 10 at least this festive season. It has not happened because the players are focusing on other items, like for example LCD television seems to be doing well, small appliances seem to be doing well. And I think it is the priority of the marketplace players or the e-commerce players. They might have seen a huge summer demand, therefore they would have. On the other hand, I would also say whether the industry is prepared with the back end fully. Only some of us are prepared in terms of air conditioner is a heavy item to be delivered. It has to be installed. It should be serviced.
Yeah.
I think it will get there. This is a temporary phenomenon. I think we will march towards 10 next year, 20 year after, 30 by 2020. I am very confident it will happen.
All right, Mr. Thiagarajan, we'll have to leave it at that. Have a great Diwali yourself and a great festive year. And you are not only the only insider arguing against a luxury tag for air conditioners. All of us who are struggling in the sweltering October heat will argue that in India, air conditioners can no longer be considered a luxury, becoming almost a necessity. We'll take a break on that note. We're coming back.